The knock came just as I wiped the dust off an old photograph. Her smile was frozen behind the glass, unchanged. The way she used to look at me before everything dulled. Then another knock, harder this time. When I opened the door, a police officer stood there, hat in his hands, eyes rehearsed with pity. "Sir," he said quietly, "your wife was in a fatal car accident an hour ago." I almost laughed. I stepped aside, gesturing toward the staircase. "No, she's upstairs, asleep." His jaw tightened. "Sir, are you sure?" The word "sure" caught in my throat. I didn't answer, just turned, motioned him in. The house felt different as we climbed the stairs, like it knew something I didn't. Each creak echoed behind us. Her door was half open. The curtains fluttered slightly, the same gentle rhythm as her breath when she slept. I pushed the door open. There she was, lying perfectly still, eyes closed, the faint rise of her chest beneath the blanket. I looked back at the officer, almost smug. He froze. Then, slowly, his hand went to his gun. "Sir," he whispered, voice trembling, "step away from her." "What? That isn't your wife." The sentence didn't make sense. It crawled into my head and sat there, refusing to leave. I turned back to the bed. She looked exactly like her. Same dark hair spilling over the pillow, same curve of her lips. But there was something in the stillness. Too still. The officer radioed something I couldn't make out. Backup, or maybe confirmation. They took her away, wrapped in sheets, left me standing in a silence too heavy to breathe through. At the station, they asked questions, routine ones. When was the last time I saw my wife? Was she acting strange lately? Did I know anyone who might want to hurt her? No. 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 Each word felt thinner, less certain. They showed me a picture from the accident. Her car, crushed metal, blood on the seat. Her body, burnt, unrecognizable. Only dental records confirmed it. But then who had been in my bed? When I came home that night, I sat in the dark. The sheets smelled like her shampoo. There were fingerprints on the mirror. The closet door half open. I checked her phone, locked. I stared at it for hours, watching the reflection of my face on the black screen. Something had been living beside me, pretending, and I had been too blind or too afraid to see it. Grief turned into calculation. The next morning, I didn't call anyone. I didn't cry. I went to her car first. The impound lot smelled of gasoline and char. I asked to see the contents. The attendant didn't care. He just handed me a small plastic bag. Inside, her keys, wallet, and a second phone, one I'd never seen before. The messages were still there. "Meet me at the cabin tonight. He'll never know. I can't keep lying, not after this." No name, just initials, DR. I scrolled further. Pictures, a man's hand on her thigh, hotel mirrors. My stomach didn't drop, it hardened. The kind of calm that follows a hurricane. Over the next week, I watched patterns unfold. I called in sick, spent hours tracing phone records, credit statements, GPS histories. She'd been living 2 lives, one with me, structured, dull, domestic, and another with him. The cabin was real, an hour north, hidden behind pine and fog. I drove there one night, headlights slicing through rain, until I found it. Her car still parked outside, half covered in leaves. Inside, wine glasses, 2. A photograph on the mantel, her and a man, smiling. His arm around her waist like he owned her. That's when I understood. The woman in my bed wasn't her. She was them. A message, a replacement, a cleanup. Someone had wanted her gone. And me, confused, compliant. The man's name was Detective Ryan, DR, the same officer who knocked on my door. It took time to piece together. I ran his badge through public records, compared dates, and cross-checked phone logs. He'd been calling her for months. Their messages, coded as case files, hidden under false aliases. She must have wanted to leave him, and he couldn't risk it. The accident wasn't one. The woman he brought to my house wasn't my wife, just someone who looked like her long enough for him to close the case, to make me believe it was all confusion, grief, insanity. But I wasn't insane. I waited. I let the days stretch. When he came to check in, offering condolences, I invited him in. We sat in the same kitchen where my wife used to hum while making coffee. He smiled, pretending to care. I smiled back, pretending to believe him. Then I slid a folder across the table. His messages, her photos, a copy of his badge history, edited files, falsified reports. His face drained of color. "You went through my—" "Your mistake," I interrupted quietly, "was thinking I'd be too broken to look." He stared at me, waiting for a threat. I didn't offer one. Instead, I handed him a flash drive. Everything's backed up. Every call, every message, every forged report. He reached for it, but I pulled it back. "Not for you," I said. "For internal affairs. Already sent." He sat back, his breathing shallow. "You could have told me," I said softly. "You could have left her alive." "I didn't." "You did." Silence filled the room. The clock ticked once, then again. He stood, shaking. "You don't understand." "I understand perfectly," I cut in. "You wanted to erase her, and now you'll watch yourself disappear instead." He left without a word. I watched him walk down the driveway, the same way he had arrived that night, only this time his steps were slower. He knew it was over. I didn't smile. I didn't move. Just listened to the echo of his car fading into distance. The house is quiet again. Too quiet. Her things are still here. Hairbrush, perfume, a book half read. I don't touch them. I don't dream about her either. I dream about the knock, the silence, the officer's hand on his gun. Justice isn't loud. It's patient. It waits until the truth has no place left to hide. I sometimes wonder if she saw it coming. If, in her final moment, she realized the kind of man she'd chosen to trust. Maybe that's punishment enough. I open the window. The air is cold, clean. Somewhere in the distance, a siren wails. I close the curtain. And for the first time, the woman upstairs is finally gone. Final line: I didn't lose her that night. I buried the illusion she made of me.